Welcome to the Get Real podcast. I'm Austin, your host, and today we're going to be talking about LeBron James. Not really so much about, how great LeBron is, because Lord knows, everybody from Shannon Sharp to Nick Wright, they praise LeBron constantly. He's the greatest player of all time in their eyes, past guys like Kareem with 6 MVPs and 6 rings, and MJ. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about the possibility of no one joining LeBron in LA and his history with past teammates and why it seems like nowadays nobody wants to join LeBron in LA despite him being in Los Angeles, Showtime Lakers, 16 championships. Everybody would love to play there. I'm here to tell you that it's going to be tough for them to sign people, and here's why. Let's look at where the NBA is today. It's different. It's different than what you grew up with. Now we have players, no matter their age or how good they are, or if they're superstars or just stars, everybody wants to be the quote-unquote the man. The player, the franchise guy, that's who they want to be. It used to be, and it still is to some extent, hey, let's all team up, be buddies, Miami Heat, Golden State now. But now it's starting to turn into, I want to be the franchise guy. I want to get the glory. I want to get the shots. I want to get the stats. Recently, with guys like Kyrie Irving, demanded a trade away from LeBron, away from the best player on the planet. He said, I want out. I can't do it anymore. Get me the hell out of here. And got traded to Boston. Jimmy Butler right now. Jimmy Butler is a B+, maybe an A- player at best. He wants out. And we'll touch more about that later. And even Kawhi Leonard, who, yes, technically was the guy, the franchise player for the San Antonio Spurs, but not only did he want to be a franchise player, he wanted to be a franchise player where there wasn't previous people in that franchise overshadowing his legacy, like Duncan, like Ginobili, like Parker. He wanted to go somewhere where he wouldn't be overshadowed. So that's one thing going into factor of, does anybody want to share that court with LeBron? Because if you join LeBron in LA, you're joining a media circus. I mean, LeBron had freaking Cleveland, Ohio on SportsCenter, on ESPN, on all your local radio shows 24/7. Freaking Cleveland. Now nobody's talking about him because, well, it's Cleveland. Secondly, LeBron, there is no real system when it comes to LeBron because he is the system. You adapt to him and what he wants to do and how he wants to do it. If he will be your coach, he will be your GM, he runs your team. He picks his coaches, whoever wants to be on that coaching staff, he decides if they're okay. When they make a trade for his team, they consult him and say, hey, is this okay? Or hey, what do you think about this? They signed his buddies, J.R. Smith and Tristan Thompson, to $15 million per year contracts just to make him happy because one of them was signed with his agent and they were his friends. I'm telling you, look at Cleveland. This is exactly what happens. But let's go back into why LeBron is the system. Everything revolves around his play style. And hey, who could blame him? It works. It's led to 3 championships. It works. But that's what players need to realize when they're coming to join him. Look at Chris Bosh. Still solid with Miami. He was a third option, had many off games, was never the guy or even put something close up to the numbers he could. Look at Kevin Love. He was the freaking pinata to beat on when Cleveland kept losing or wouldn't do this right. He was the guy bashed religiously for the faults of whatever was going on with Cleveland. And then again, like I said, Kyrie left. He couldn't handle being the sidekick anymore. And this is just something that happens. So in this coming free agency, when you have Kevin Durant, Kawhi Leonard, Jimmy Butler, Klay Thompson, possibly Anthony Davis will be on the trade market. Do those guys want to be a part of that? I don't think so. I think they want to be their own guy, with the exception of Klay Thompson. He's used to being a sidekick and being a second option. He might be more likely to jump ship to join another superstar, but honestly, I can't see how you just don't leave a good situation like he has in Golden State. It's just not going to happen. So, what will they do if LA doesn't sign anybody? Because right now, part of the reason they didn't trade for Kawhi is they said, you know what, we think we can get him a free agency. Why give up anything We still have young, good pieces in Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball, Kyle Kuzma. And they signed these vets to 1 year deals, so they have 2 max open slots for free agents next year. And that's all said and good. But if you don't sign any big free agents, eventually you're going to have to sign those young guys. Because guess what? Even if you're a B-plus player, you're going to demand $30 million per year in a max contract. That's what Jimmy Butler's likely to get. And nothing's wrong with him. He's a very solid player, as I previously stated in one of my previous videos. Very good player, 20 points per game. But he's not Kawhi. He's not Kevin Durant. He's not Steph Curry. He's not Anthony Davis. He's not James Harden. He's not Westbrook. Great player, but he is not in that echelon of talent. But he's still going to demand 28, 30 million per year. He's going to get it. So the money these guys making doesn't matter if it's a number 1 guy or a top 15, 20 guy. The money's going to be given. Case in point, what's going to happen to the current player on the LA's roster, Brandon Ingram, number 2 overall pick a few years back. Not this year, but the following year, you're going to have to pay him. Eventually, you're going to pay Kuzma. Eventually, you're going to pay Lonzo. You're going to have to pay those guys. So if no one signs with you next offseason, you're in trouble. And quite honestly, I don't see how anybody signs up for that. I mean, young guys, you can kind of, because they're used to losing, they were a lottery team last year, you can get them to fit into the program. But in today's league, where it's all about marketing, it's all about stats, it's all about numbers, it's all about what you're going to show, don't be surprised if LA's in the same book as they are this year. LeBron's still going to be great. You should expect improvement from Lonzo, Brandon Ingram, Kyle Kuzma. Josh Hart's also a very good player. But if you don't just think that, it's just going to happen, someone's going to have to join LeBron, because that has not shown to be the case. When LeBron left and went back to Cleveland, Chris Bosh said, and I'm paraphrasing here, Kevin Love, get ready, because your life's about to change. Even Kevin Love came out recently in an interview saying, he said, I love LeBron. There was a lot of dark moments playing with him. It's not easy. It's brutal. He is overwhelming. And if you have guys like Kawhi, who can he handle that media attention? He's used to playing in San Antonio, where he was shielded by everybody and was taken care of by everybody, and now he's playing in freaking Canada. He's not going to get as much exposure as he would get in LA. Can he handle that? Does Kevin Durant want to play with LeBron right now and risk being his sidekick? Hell no. That's why everybody's talking about him going to New York, where he's going to be the guy and possibly pull off something great. Because guess what? Not all championships are created equal. They're just not. LeBron winning in Cleveland, giving that franchise their first championship, doing something, giving that city their first amount of success in like 50 freaking years, that is more important than whatever championship KD is going to win with Golden State right now. You want to know why? Because he's playing with Curry, Clay, Draymond Green, and now freaking Cousins is on this team. But you have KD leave Golden State, go to New York, where they haven't won since 1973, and take that franchise on the biggest basketball stage. New York is basketball mecca. You win with that team, that's going to look a whole lot better, and it's going to be reflected on a whole lot better when it's all said and done. That's what we're looking at right now. If I had to guess what would be his best shot in signing someone for LA, it might be a DeMarcus Cousins. He's had little to no success, did nothing special, didn't make the playoffs in Sacramento, was going to do well in New Orleans until he tore his ACL, and now he's on Golden State, which he might not play till March, April. Even if he does win a championship, no one's going to take that super seriously. So that might work. LA needs a big, because right now they're rolling out JaVale McGee as their starting center, and then Kyle Kuzma's a fine player, but he's 6'9". He's kind of scrawny. You don't want him playing center. He's going to get beat up. Don't put that boy through that. So I can see Cousins being an option, but Kawhi, Butler, KD, you're hearing Brooklyn Nets, Los Angeles Clippers, New York, other options where there's more cap space. You're not hearing Lakers. Butler and Kawhi want to be their own guys. KD wants his name to mean something except outside of riding Golden State championships. Klay Thompson, he's pretty much have said he's going to be a lifer in Golden State. I can't see it anywhere else. AD is interesting. You're going to have to trade for him. And if Boston truly wants that, they want Anthony Davis, they can outbid Los Angeles for that player. They have the better stockpile in drafts for Sacramento's pick, outside of it being the number 1 overall pick. That's their pick. Memphis Grizzlies pick. They also have Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Terry Rozier. They have a litany of assets and players, way more than Los Angeles can give. They have all the assets. So, Lakers fans, be ready. Don't be surprised. Think about it. As always, if you have any problems, if you think I'm completely off my case about this, hit me up in the comment sections. Let's talk about it. Tell me why or why not player X, Y, or Z is willing to join with LeBron. Let me know. As always, thank you for tuning in. This is the Get Real Podcast.